Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Super Tease video, and the entire purpose of this video is to make Demon Hunter players as angry as possible, because unless you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed that the participation and representation of Demon Hunters has gone through the actual roof at this point, and with Maiev unavailable, I think we are going to need a new warden to imprison these menaces for 10,000 more years. Now, you may have seen this scene a few times with multiple Demon Hunters in your arena matches and probably even battlegrounds, but we are going to be laying down a strategy that will absolutely tilt the ever-living daylights out of any Demon Hunters that come your way and highly increase your chances of beating them. And let's be real, you're going to be seeing them a lot, so it's really important that you're beating them here in today's video. Now, the main goal of this strategy is to crowd control the Demon Hunters, pull them into bad positions, and eliminate them from the match with crowd control. So here we are pulling the Demon Hunter into our starting room. We are Dragon's Breathing them and casting Polymorph. We'll Frost Nova them if we are interrupted, and we are looking to lock them away here in Blackroot Hold Arena, completely out of the match, away from their teammates for as long as possible, and just staying as far away from them as we possibly can as we put them into 3 Polymorphs and a Frost Nova. And then when they ultimately do connect to us, this is when we are going to need to use our defensive cooldowns and our mobility to escape until we get additional crowd control to lock them away further. So we're using our blinks and repositioning around the center tomb, and then aiming to pull the Demon Hunter once again into as bad of a position as possible to utilize Dragon's Breath and Polymorph on them. If we get interrupted, we can use our Frost Novas and our Ring of Frost as well to lock them away, and then blink towards the other teammates of the opposing team. Now you can see this Demon Hunter is still getting a lot of uptime on me regardless of this strategy, so it's going to take a lot of execution in order to remove this class from your match. Here we've got them locked in a Frost Nova. We can now safely polymorph the healer out of a fear, and we've got the Warlock completely isolated in a position where we are now more likely to be able to win. We're continuing to just blink and displace away from the Demon Hunter and trying to limit them as much as possible throughout this match while still pumping out as much damage towards the Warlock as we can. We've pulled the Demon Hunter behind the pillar. Dragons with Polymorph. Bye-bye, Demon Hunter. You're going to be out of the game for quite a long time here behind the pillar, because I'm going to polymorph you as many times as I can, but your Warlock apparently wants to help you out. So now we're going to Ice Nova. And at this point, the Demon Hunter has almost given up on attacking me, so you can see how effective the strategy can really be in these situations. But when they do ultimately connect, look at this. They're going to get an Ice Block almost immediately here, and you do need to respect the essence break of a Demon Hunter. This is going to be the main threat and the main cooldown. It looks like a little purple sword, like a Sinister Strike icon, the old school Sinister Strike, and you want to be aware of that, as well as the Hunt and the Stuns and the I-Beam. These are the critical moments for the Demon Hunter, but as soon as you've got them under control, you can kind of turn them into a little helpless puppy dog. We're going to knock the Demon Hunter away, go for another Polymorph, try and keep them locked down in crowd control, go for a third Polymorph. We've got Dragon's Breath if we need to. We're still hammering down damage onto the Warlock in this position, looking to try and get a Ring of Fire, but we get coiled away. So now we're going to drop down our Ring of Fire. We get kicked, not a big deal. We're just Frost Nova, blink behind the pillar, blink away from the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter gets dispelled out. We're going to use our shields and our defensive cooldowns, our blazing barriers, our mass barriers while they're getting uptime, until we're able to blink away out of range of the Demon Hunter and try and get a little bit more distance, so that way we're not taking as much damage. If they do ultimately completely get off of us, we can attack them, but I'm still just having fun putting this guy into Polymorphs. We fake his interrupt. We're going to knock him away, Ice Nova him as he's knocked away, look for another Polymorph, and just completely take him out of the match for as long as humanly possible before ultimately trying to get back in on top of the Warlock. Now, this game is getting down to the wire. We're getting dampening really high, so we're going to need to start focusing on pumping out quite a lot of damage. We're getting Ring of Fire down, Ring of Frost down, trying to lock them down and just pump out as much pressure as possible. Demon Hunter gets towards us, we're out of there. We're blinking back behind the pillar, alter timing, rewinding back if they continue to pursue. We actually purge our alter time, so our Cauterize is going to proc here. We Dragon's Breath, and we're just going all in for the kill at this point. We got basically nothing left. It's a race to the finish here. We get gripped out of range of the Demon Hunter, and he is absolutely salty after round 1 of being kited around like this, and we're going to do it again. And this time, we've got a Druid on our team here for game number 2, so it's going to be even more delightful amounts of crowd control that we're going to be able to put him in here. So as the game is about to start, main goal, bait the Demon Hunter away from the healer. and try and polymorph them. Now this one is playing adaptation, so they're probably not going to have a lot of fun. So we get 3 sheeps into a cyclone, and this is a 2400 rating, by the way. We're going to get 3 sheeps into 3 cyclones, into a root, or into a frost nova, and that is our main goal between the druid and myself, is to just take this demon hunter out. Now this demon hunter is playing rain from above, so he's up in the sky, so we're going to use alter time, which is just soaking all these hits of his fel lances, and we can heal that back whenever we need to. We can just get another polymorph over onto the demon hunter, go for another polymorph onto the demon hunter. Again, my main goal here is to just imprison these demon hunters and make them absolutely have no fun, but at the same time, it is likely going to be your most effective strategy. So it's a 2-for-1 special here. You get to make the demon hunters really salty, and you get to win the games against the demon hunters. Now, we don't have diminishing returns, so we're going to start kiting away from the demon hunter, use our blinks and our barriers and our defensive cooldowns until we do have diminishing returns, so we can lock them away for 10,000 more years. We get stunned into the hunt, so we're going to frost nova and blink. We're going to drop that observer as soon as we can here, but we're polymorphing the demon hunter before his adaptation comes up, so we can get him under crowd control and under quarantine for as long as possible here in game number 2. We get a fear out of that. Now we have no diminishing returns, so what we're going to have to do, we're going to focus on defense, focus on mobility. We don't have a lot right now. We've basically got our alter time and a barrier, so we're going to use ice nova, root the demon hunter. He metas. I blink away on top of the priest trying to sheep. We get kicked here on arcane. Not really too big of a deal. Our DRs are about to reset. We can get a full polymorph and a full root very soon, and he'll likely be contained, and at that point he's going to be completely useless. So another polymorph into another polymorph and into a third polymorph for good measure, and we have a frost nova, so we're gonna move over and root him. We get stunned, not a big deal. Our demon hunter is still building pressure onto their warlock, and we're gonna hammer down as many pyroblasts and fireblasts into this warlock as possible as he blinks into the middle of the map. Demon hunter's up in the sky firing down fel lances. I don't care, alter time. I'm soaking all those hits. I'm gonna rewind all that damage pretty effectively, and our polymorph DRs are coming off, and he's already into a full cyclone. We are just completely taking this demon hunter out way more effectively with a druid than we were able to really with a priest in this position. And now we've got polymorph diminishing returns, putting the demon hunter into another full polymorph, into a half polymorph. My main goal is just make this demon hunter have absolutely no fun, and then hopefully he will re-roll if I can make him have as little fun as possible to reduce the number of total demon hunters in the arena. We're ice novaing his hunt, we're frost novaing his hunt. We're really just preventing him from connecting with that massive cooldown while still lobbing out damage onto the warlock by staying out of range of the demon hunter. Now he's got the hunt, he's going to connect with that. He used his adaptation, so we're going to take quite a bit of damage here. We actually proc our cauterize, and this is how dangerous demon hunters really are. If they're not contained for literally, what was that, like 3 seconds, they get pretty much every major defensive cooldown from myself. Here we're pulling the demon hunter out of range of the priest. We're putting him into sheeps. We're blinking in aggressively towards the warlock, looking to hammer down, spell steal off that nether ward, keep hammering out damage. We got combustion coming off cooldown, and we're absolutely going to be able to dunk that guy. So we played through this. We ended up losing 1 round with the warlock and then winning 1 round with the warlock, and I want to go over that round specifically, the final round of the warlock, because things are going to change a little bit when there's 2 demon hunters on the other team, and with as far as what you want to be doing to be able to win the game. So with those specifics here, we're jumping in. We got 4 wins on round 6. If we win this, we'll go 5-1, and as a fire mage, there's literally like 10 fire mages above 2400, so this is going to be quite a difficult feat, but this is going to be a common situation that you're going to run into with double demon hunter and druid, so you're going to need to know what to do in this situation. So the gates have opened, and I don't want them attacking the warlock because the fire mage, a lot of my damage is instant, so I'm kind of baiting them to hit me by pushing in on top of them. I can use alter time and a lot of blinks. We're going to take Lilu out of the match at the start here because he's running adaptation. We polymorph that adapt off. We're just going to blink behind the pillar and line of sight his rain from above and just lob in damage on the demon hunter that is on the bottom side here, and also go after the healer. Usually when you're fighting double demon hunter, attacking healers can be a good idea because demon hunters are just really tanky and tough to take down. Sometimes it's easier just to attack the healer, but you want to make your damage really random. You just want to go after just completely different targets all the time, make it really tough for them to predict who you're attacking. So this way we forced Blur, Dark, and Iron Bark. We were poking the druid a little bit, then we went on the bottom demon hunter. As soon as I saw a defensive, I went onto the top demon hunter, and I'm just trying to be as erratic as possible against the rest of druid's heal over time effects. But you can see we're taking a lot of damage. So we're going to have to spam polymorphs. We're spamming polymorphs on ZMD, trying to assist in the recovery here. We get a fear onto the druid. Now with that fear onto the druid, it's a good chance for me to cast a polymorph because they can't shapeshift while they're feared, so I'm looking to fish for that, and we actually do manage to get it. And with that polymorph on the druid, we're pushing even more pressure onto the demon hunter. We get another fear into another sheep, and we're really trying to go for the kill here onto the demon hunter. We get him down to 20%, but the second darkness comes through, and this is going to become really stressful for us now fighting double demon hunter. We're going to blast away them out of the darkness, keep lobbing out as much damage as possible, drop down ring of fire, but our warlock is taking a lot of damage damage here. He double coils, and I don't want to put them on Sheep DR with double coils, so I'm just going to let the coil sit, pop combustion, and just trust that somehow he's going to survive, and just shove as many fireballs and fire blasts and DB them defensively as I can to try and put them as much onto the back foot in this position. Now I see an opportunity with the Druid on the pillar here, so we can lay down a trap. We put a Ring of Frost on the left side. I'm going to blink to the right, and I'm going to knock him into that Ring of Frost. This is going to get him crowd controlled behind the pillar with no trinket. We're just going to hammer down as much damage as possible. Again, once again, erase the finish. We'll sheep the bottom Demon Hunter. Continue to go after this guy who's flying up in the air, and you shouldn't be flying up in the air against double casters here, little laddie Demon Hunter. It's going to be a lesson that we're going to have to teach him here as we get a fear into fear, and I blink away, and I ain't blocking, man. I ain't blocking. Okay, we get the kill without needing, or with the block at the last second there in those final moments. But you can see that this is probably going to be your best measure to combat these Demon Hunters, is to just crowd control them and go after as many targets as possible and just lock them away for as long as you can. So if you're Hunter, pulling them into rooms, trapping them, rooting them, scattering them, just get them out of the game, since you know they're not going to get rebalanced out of the game, it seems like, at this point. So just a little fun video with a strategy that I found really effective. I wanted to relay it over to you guys because obviously this is going to be a pretty common thing you're going to be running across unless we see some changes pretty soon. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit it with the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.